Hey everyone, welcome to the Analytical Coding. In today's video, we are going to learn creating and managing table relationships in Model View and also Star and Snowflake schema. So let's get started. So it is official time to start configuring our data model. So till now, we have covered the basics of data modeling. So firstly, let's see the components of this model view. So in the left pane, we have an option to choose the model view. So click on that. And in the above, we have menu ribbon. And within that, we can see home and help tabs. And coming to the next one, here this is our model canvas. So this is where we can actually view our tables and also the fields they contain and relationships between them. And in the bottom right, we are having view options. So where we can zoom in and out of canvas. So by clicking on plus and minus, we can zoom in and out from our canvas. And we have properties pane. So in this properties pane, we indicate our primary keys and we can also do things like changing the table names, updating the descriptions and also synonyms. Like here, when I click on the products table, you can see that in this properties pane, we can update the name of the table and also we can provide any description. And here we can select our key column, which is nothing but primary key. So in this product, I am having product ID as the primary key. Now when I select that key column, you can see that we got a symbol like this beside that particular column. So which indicates it is the primary key of that particular table. And coming to the last one, complete right, we have data pane. So this gives us option to every single table and fields inside our model. And last but not least, so here you may have observed tabs available inside of the model view as well. So these are called the model layout tabs. So that's the high level tour of the model view. Now, so when it comes to actually creating the relationships between the tables, so as we have already discussed, so this is not a data model, just it is the collection of tables. But when it becomes a data model, when we create some relationships between these tables, then it becomes the data model. Okay. Now, so for creating a relation between these tables, so we have two different ways here. So the first one is simply click and drag to connect primary key and foreign keys inside of the model views. So simply coming to the primary key, so which is a column or set of columns in a table that uniquely identifies each row in the table. So it ensures that no two rows have the same value in a primary key column. So in shipping table, shipping ID is the primary key and product ID in products table, customer ID in customers table and order ID in the orders table. And coming to the foreign key, it is also a column or set of columns in a table that establishes a link between the data in two tables. So it refers to the primary key in another table. So here you can see that product ID. So this product ID is foreign key in orders table, whereas it is the primary key in the products table. Again, order ID is here primary key. And coming to the customer ID, here it is the foreign key which links to the primary key of the customer table, that is customer ID. So in this way, we are going to connect the foreign keys and primary keys to create a relationship. So first one is simply dragging and dropping. So for creating a relationship between shipping table and orders table, I am going to select double click on the shipping ID and drop it in the shipping table. Now you can see a dialog box where you can see this order from table and also two tables and what is the relationship that we are going to establish on which column. So that column and click on save. Now when we save it, we can clearly see that we got a relationship between these two tables. In a similar manner, we are going to connect the product ID to the products table. Click on save. Also customer ID to the customers table. And again, so this is the dialog box which appears, and we will discuss clearly about cardinality, cross filter direction, active and inactive in our upcoming videos. So let us click on save. So here we are creating our relationships between the tables, and we can see here there are some relationships between these tables. Now it is a data model. Okay, so this is the first way to create the relationships between the tables. So it is really easy and visual way to create those table relationships. Just click and drag to connect primary and foreign keys. And now the second way. In the home tab, we are having manage relationships option. And when we click on that, we will get a dialog box. So it lists out all of the relationships that exist in our model. So these are all the relationships that we are having in our current model. So let me delete this relationship that exists between orders and shipping table. So we can delete a relationship by clicking on this and delete. Here in this manage relationships dialog box, we can create a new relationship, or we can auto detect it, or edit, delete the existing ones. So when you click on some relationship and click on edit option, you will be getting another dialog box where we can edit the relationship. This is the same dialog box we got when we are creating the relationship by dragging and dropping, right? So in this manner, if we want to edit the relationship, we can also do that. So from the manage relationships, we can create a new relationship by clicking on the new relationship, and here we have to choose the table orders and to table shipping. So which we deleted, right? It automatically detects the primary key and foreign keys that are existing between these two tables, that is shipping ID. And you can see that here between shipping ID and orders table, we do not have any relationship. Now click on save, and you can see that a relationship is established between these two tables. So let us close this manage relationships. So the second way to create the relationship is by clicking on the manage relationships and create the relationship you want. Okay, if you are little bit less familiar with the data that you are working with, so you can choose the manage relationships to create the relationships. And now you can also delete the relationship by simply clicking on this particular line and click on delete. So in this way you can also delete the relationship. We have also seen that from the manage relationships we can delete, and even from here by right clicking on the relationship we can delete the line that is present between the tables. So in this manner we can create a relationship between the two tables. And now let us see about the model schema. Now, coming to the model schema, it describes how a model is structured, how tables are laid out and organized, and how they relate to one another. So, there are two very common types of schema that we are covering today. Those are star schema and snowflake schema. So, coming to the star schema, so imagine a model that looks like this, and this is known as star schema. So, it is the simplest and most common type of data model, characterized by a single fact table surrounded by a related dimension tables. So star schema is often preferred for simpler and faster queries, and when data analysis needs to be easy to navigate. And coming to the next one, that is snowflake schema. So a snowflake schema is an extension of a star and includes the relationships between the dimension tables and subdimension tables, that you can see it clearly. So consider that each Power BI report visual generates a query that is sent to the Power BI semantic model. So generally queries filter, group and summarize the model data. So a well designed model is the one that provides tables for filtering and grouping, and this design fits well with the star schema, whereas Snowflake is used when data integrity and storage efficiency are more important, and when you have the complex relationships between the dimensions. And you can see in Snowflake schema all the tables are normalized table, but coming to the star schema they are denormalized tables. So when we are, you can see that here product, subcategory and category, these are connected by the chain of relationships. Okay, so in star schema we will be having the denormalized tables, so that fact table connects to the all dimension tables, whereas in Snowflake schema, though the fact table connects to the dimension tables, again dimension tables are normalized, so they are having separate link with their subdimension tables. So that is the difference between the star and Snowflake schema. So a star schema is more efficient to query than the Snowflake schema. So this is all about creating the relationships and managing it, and also coming to the star schema and Snowflake schema. So let us see about the editing the relationships, like creating the cardinality and active and inactive relationships in our upcoming videos. So thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel.